Hello everybody, let's roll to win. When I first started playing craps 30 years ago, yes, 30 years ago, there were very little, or if any, dice influencers that I'm aware of around at that time. It took off. Late 90s, early 2000s. One of the things that when I first started was like, how do I actually throw the dice so that I have some influence possibly on the outcome? Well, initially I did my typical, just like you're doing, your YouTube research. And I went with a hardway set. But I was not comfortable being anywhere close. I wanted to be either in the turn right over there, left of the camera, or I wanted to be in this hook, which is pretty much the same shot. So the question then became, how do I get a grip? How do I get something that'll allow me, and where do I land the dice? Well, I'm going to be shooting to try to land the dice just past this cum. C in the cum bit. I'm going to take the dice, I'm going to set for a hard way. Back then I was fond of the 2-4, 2s over 4s, or the 4s over the 2s. Doesn't really make a whole lot of difference. All it does is it moves where the 6s are in relation to your throw. So on the 4, 4, 4, 2, 2. If I roll it around, you'll see if I go 4, 5, 4, 5, then my 6s are on this side of the dice. So all I was doing back then was I was taking them, pinching them, dropping them right into this area and letting them splatter, and hopefully one was going off axis and another was staying on axis, and if that happens I can't roll a 7. So this was pretty much what I started with. It's not that much different than what anybody starts with as far as the set. This is the prototypical beginner set. Got a 5. I think I did a pendulum on that, but I tend to want to when I'm pitching, just take them, let them roll. Got a 4, 6, 10. What I was finding was when I came back to the game of craps after several years off, was they had invented all these great bets that I knew nothing about. And for some reason, everybody was getting real excited after a few rolls. So 4. I didn't realize that I was hitting the all tall small 2 or 3 times in a weekend. Didn't even know what an all tall small was. I'd never seen it before. Well, needless to say, I'm an all tall small junkie now. I love it. Yo. 5 was on axis. I've got a 6. That one's off axis. There's a 4, 2, 6. Both die stayed on axis. Turn it around, do a 2, 4, 2, 4, see what happens. Hard 10. Primary hit on the hard way. Primary hard way hit right there. Of course, that's all you're going to get if you hit primaries on hard way set. Two, both die off axis. I guess I always felt like I was out of the way if I was in the hook or in the corner. It's another 10. 6, 4, 10. There were times I'd buy into a table all by myself early in the morning. I'd go to this hook because it was the only toss I knew. The only thing I had any luck with at all. There's a 9. So all I'm doing back there is I'm taking the conventional hard way set. 4, 5, 4, 2, 2, 4. I'm just pinching it, just lifting it, and I'm just trying to drop them right down here about 2, 2.5 feet, maybe even 3 feet from the wall if it's a real bouncy table, and then just let them roll or tumble, hop down towards the wall, because we've got to hit the back wall. If you throw it short too many times, they'll start getting on to you. If you keep doing it, they'll take the dice out of your hands. There's a 3. About this time, everybody on the table back then would be going nuts. There's a 2, a 3, 4, a 5, and a 6. We just hit the small. We need a 12 to get all of them. But back then, when I started learning this, I had no idea what the all tall small was. All I knew was a lot of people happy and a lot of people getting paid some money. Except for me, because I wasn't on them. There's an 8. Yeah, we needed that 8 too, didn't we? I hadn't drawn an 8 till just then. Numbers sure are scattered out. Got a little cluster on the 10. Back then, I was playing the Iron Cross all the time. Plenty of info out there. I'll show you someday how I play it now. Now, I want that 12. So another 3. So you get a lot of horn numbers. Get a lot of horn numbers. With this hard way set when they start going off axis. But that's okay, because that one off axis, one on axis really will extend your throw. There's a 6. Once you get into this, you'll start learning more and more, and you'll probably end up getting away from this set some. See, that was a way short on that 6. They're going to call that roll because that ended up as a 7. So there you kind of have that as something to begin with. Shoot for this area. If you're down there and you're brand new, don't come in and try to get right. If you're brand new, don't come in and try to get right next to the dealer on either side. There might be an actual influencer of the dice who would like to be shooting from that spot and can make you both some money. Go down to the end. Be unobtrusive. Put you a 2-1-2 or a 5-5-5 on the all-tall small. Make that hard way set. Land them right in here if you're just beginning. Because we just hit the small. We're 1 away from the tall. And depending upon how we had made our place bets, we would have picked up some extra money. But $5 on that small at 30 to 1, that's $150 you would have made for yourself when you hit that small. So practice. If you don't have a practice table, you can always throw into a box. Just learn how you're going to do it when you get there. Count off 12 feet from a box. Try throwing them into that box. Try throwing in front of the box. Let them bounce to it. Get a feel for how you're trying to throw it. You'll be surprised at how just a little bit of confidence doing something like that will help you. Also, don't be surprised if you make a point and 7 right out, depending upon how you throw them into the wall. But that's just an idea on how to get started in tossing the dice if you're a beginner. Never done it before. Don't know anything about trying to influence, because influence is going to take a long time. But you can do something like this. You can do something like on the video series. If they can do it, why can't I do it? That's on my channel. If you'll do those types of things, you'll practice like you play. Then you'll play like you practice. And when you do that, you'll roll to win.